But today I want to talk about the dread of the coronavirus and share with you 7 steps that you can start now to attain optimal health and wellness. Welcome to the Prosperity RX podcast. This is pharmacist Keith Abel with your prescription for prosperity. This is a podcast where I give you hope. I show you the path toward building a life of peace and prosperity, to build a life that you don't need a vacation from. If you're willing to own up to it, to accept that you do have the power to change your circumstances, and that you're willing to do what it takes, then this podcast is for you. You truly can change your life and start on the true path toward financial peace and prosperity. W. Clement Stone, in his book, The Success System That Never Fails, said, if you cannot save money, the seed of success is not in you. So let's get on with the show. I've got to get my 2 cents in on this coronavirus topic, and really a couple topics surrounding coronavirus and our overall health and wellness. I think as a pharmacist that specializes in using nutrition and supplementation as a way to optimize our health and to reduce dependence on prescription drugs, I believe I've got a unique perspective on this topic. In fact, a physician friend of mine calls me the recovering pharmacist because I've helped so many folks reduce their reliance on pharmaceuticals over the years with his help and some of the protocols that he's developed. So would it be okay with you if I share with you the 7 action steps that you can start using now to obtain optimal health and wellness in your life? Hopefully so. Let me start out by saying shame on all you folks out there that are marketing supplements and essential oils and other remedies as using a claim that it cures coronavirus or prevents coronavirus, and just people that are just flooding social media right now with those type of topics. There's an article online from CNBC where they found dozens of examples where sellers from multi-level marketing or MLM companies are making claims on Facebook and other social media platforms that their products can prevent consumers from getting the coronavirus, or even they go even further and say it can cure the coronavirus. Some even suggest that their products can give consumers immunity boosts that they need to ward off the coronavirus. There are posts that show oils for sale that contain languages such as the most powerful antivirus essential oils to provide defense against coronavirus. Another post that I saw said, looking to stay healthy in this coronavirus scare time? Well, one of my absolute favorite ways to stay healthy is with blankety blank's lifelong vitality vitamins. Come on, folks. You're making unsubstantiated claims, and it's just fraudulent. Earlier this week, the Food and Drug Administration sent warning letters out to companies for selling unapproved coronavirus drugs and treatment products. The products included in the FDA warning included teas, essential oils, tinctures, colloidal silver, just to name a few of them. The FDA said it was particularly worried that the products may cause people to delay or even stop appropriate treatment, leading folks to serious, and even life-threatening harm, leading folks to spread the virus more quickly. So they're concerned about it. I'm concerned about it too as a pharmacist. Folks, there's currently no vaccines. There are no approved drugs. There's no over-the-counter products that have been proven to treat or prevent the coronavirus. And if you're making such claims, you're in direct violation of the FTC and the FDA rules, and your claims can get your companies as well as you fined substantially. The FDA considers the sale of and promotion of fraudulent COVID-19 products to be a threat to the public health. And they've instituted aggressive surveillance programs that are routinely monitoring online sources for health fraud products. especially during the significant public health issue is the one we've got going on right now. And again, folks, it's just plain fraudulent. It's not something that works. Nothing's been proven to work, so stop doing it. I've absolutely seen a number of distributors and companies making their claims that their products can treat or cure or mitigate the effects of the coronavirus. But folks, they can't. Let me tell you as a professional, as a pharmacist, none of these things can prevent, cure, or even reduce the effects of the coronavirus. So let me make it clear. If you're a seller of multi-level marketing products, stop using Facebook to promote essential oils and other products as helping prevent coronavirus. Stop making claims that your products prevent the virus. Stop claiming that your products will boost the immunity of your potential consumers. Stop telling them that they'll be able to fight off the virus. There's not, as of yet, any drug or any product that has been approved by the FDA to treat or prevent COVID-19 or coronavirus. The good news with the coronavirus scare is I think we're all talking and thinking about our mortality a little bit more serious. Facebook has been flooded with all sorts of opinions about the disease. That brings me to another article that I read in Router's Health that actually has nothing to do with the coronavirus, but it illustrates the point that folks are looking for the magic pill to cure all their ills without taking any personal responsibility. The headline was, "Some see blood pressure and cholesterol meds as substitutes for healthy habits." There was a survey of more than 41,000 people with no history of heart disease. And in the survey, they found that those who started hypertension or cholesterol medications, and just from my own experience, my own personal experience in my pharmacy practice, I think they should have included diabetes medications in this survey as well. But the survey included the survey concluded that what they found was that folks who started taking hypertension or cholesterol medications were more likely than those who didn't. Let me repeat that, folks. These folks that began to take these medications were more likely to cut back on exercise and lifestyle changes and then end up putting on extra weight. The people in the survey were all public sector workers, all over 40. Most of them were women. Each answered a questionnaire at least twice in a 4-year intervals. And when they compared the people in the survey that did not start medications during that period, they stayed healthy, weren't put on any blood pressure medications or cholesterol drugs. Those that did start the medication were 82% more likely to become obese. Folks think that starting a medication will be enough to control their diseases, and they'll get a false sense of security that they don't have to make any lifestyle changes. They think, just like all these TV ads imply, the pill will take care of everything. It's easier to take a pill than it is to modify their lifestyles. Folks, you've got to take personal responsibility for your health. This coronavirus outbreak should be a wake-up call. Taking a pharmaceutical agent isn't going to make you healthier. It's just going to mask those symptoms. Pharmaceuticals don't improve your health. They just manage the symptoms. You have to make lifestyle changes, including better nutrition and supplementation. With the potential severity of this outbreak, I'm surprised I haven't seen a wider call to become healthier and a wider call for wellness. So here it is. I'm not the picture of health in many of these categories, but as a pharmacist, I've seen enough sick people to know a thing or two. I know enough about the pharmaceuticals out there and how they work to know that they're not the answer. Because of all the coronavirus restrictions being implemented, we all have about 3 to 4 weeks probably where life is going to move a little bit slower. Since everything has been canceled and restaurants have been closed and the sporting events have been closed and the March Madness has been halted. Everything's going to move slower. Of course, unless you work in healthcare industry, we're going to be busier than ever. But why don't you use those weeks to do these 7 action steps that you can start right now to attain optimal health? Some of these concepts came from a Facebook post I saw from a lady named Emily Hamilton. Anyway, here are the 7 action steps you can start right now to attain optimal health and wellness. Number one, quit smoking. When you're stockpiling everything else at the store right now, leave the cigarettes out. Most cigarette smokers end up with COPD or even cancer, which makes surviving any virus, especially this one, so much more difficult. End-stage COPD is a miserable way of life. And, you know, even without the coronavirus or the flu or any other illness to go along with it, it's just absolutely miserable for folks. Folks with end-stage COPD can't walk 2 steps without gasping for air. It's like watching someone suffocate every time they have to move. And if you want a fighting chance against any virus in the future, take steps now to stop smoking. Number 2, eat in a way that fuels your body. Most food in the modern American diet is worthless. It's highly processed, simple carbs that spike blood sugar and cause inflammation in the body and end up as adipose tissue, you know, body fat. This leads to a world of diseases that makes our bodies less able to function as they should be, putting us all at more risk. As you stockpile and leave the junk food out, don't spend this time of avoiding sickness by eating away, you know, by eating in a way that's just going to make you sicker. If you suddenly have free time, use it to cook a meal with whole food. Give your body what it needs to be strong. Number 3, along those same lines, even if you think you're making the best food choices, you know, you're buying that organic food that's locally produced, you know, make sure you're supplementing with all 90 essential nutrients. The U.S. government has known since 1932 that foods produced with modern farming techniques, and that doesn't matter whether they're organic foods or not, foods grown in the modern farming techniques that we have, the soils are depleted of all the minerals, so the food is depleted of those minerals as well. All those minerals that your body needs to survive. A friend of mine, a physician friend of mine, did a 13-year study with the Centers of Disease Control. The CDC, you know, realized that every major city, and this was back in the 60s, that every major city had a zoo in it. So they wanted to find if there was some animal in these zoos that could be a predictor of human diseases. If you know anything about coal mining, being from Kentucky, I know a little bit about it. In the early days before mechanical detection for dangerous gases in the mine, they would take canaries into the coal mine with them. If the canary suddenly died, they knew that they had to get out of that mine right away because the dangerous gases were building up. The CDC was looking for zoo animals that can be the canary warning the big cities that something was imminent. What he discovered at the end of that 13-year study, after doing over 12,000 autopsies on zoo animals and humans from the nearby communities for comparison, and after doing over 10 million blood chemistries, what he found is the one thing they all had in common, and it was the root cause of the death of any of these animals that died of natural causes. And it was a lack of the 60 essential minerals in their diet. The veterinary and animal food industry took this information and began researching ways to improve and extend the lives of animals through better nutrition. And take a clue from the veterinary industry when they created food for animals. They made sure that they put all the nutrients in the food that the animal needed, not only to survive, but to thrive. And by adding all the nutrients to the food, they didn't rely on the nutrients that might be in the food, you know, found naturally. You know, that they made sure they supplemented that food with all the nutrients that the animal needed. And whatever nutrients were naturally found in the food already just became added bonus value. Number 4, watch the alcohol intake. Because alcohol is socially acceptable, it creeps up on people. It's fine to have a drink here and there. And there's some studies that say, you know, a drink every now and then actually is beneficial to your health. But overuse leads to massive health issues. End-stage liver disease is a miserable way to go. If your liver is functioning optimally, if your liver isn't functioning optimally, you won't survive, let alone be able to fight illnesses like this coronavirus that's going around. I suggest finding other ways to wind down in the evening than alcohol. Number 5, if you're going to be home, everything's, you know, canceled during this time of crisis, spend some time during this time of closure to focus on your mental and spiritual health. More and more studies are showing that there's a connection between our mental and physical health, and it's a lot stronger than what we had thought in the past. Stress, depression, unprocessed trauma, all these things take a literal physical toll on us. Stress decreases our ability to fight illnesses. And during this quarantine, read a book, listen to a sermon, practice mindfulness, talk, take time to heal emotionally. Along the same lines, number 6, reconnect. While we're social distancing, that's something that's important. Take time to pour into those that you love. Pour into the people that you live with. Limit screen time. I'm bad at that. Get outside together. Plant a garden. Teach your kids or your grandkids how to be healthy so they're set up for whatever comes their way in the future. Number 7, get advice. You don't have to become the next CrossFit champion, but your body was made to move. And movement helps in so many ways, including basic functions such as helping your blood circulate. Spend 20 minutes in each day of these closures to move, to get up and to get out. Spring's here. It's a good time now to start taking a walk. Anything to start moving. Now, these are just a few of the things that I hope the coronavirus outbreak motivates you to do. Folks, what you're doing right now is going to determine your health 10 years from now. And who knows what other viral outbreaks could occur, in the next 10 years. As a country, we can get so much healthier. We can live longer with less chance of disease, with less reliance on pharmaceuticals, this will help us the next time something like COVID-19 or coronavirus or SARS, something like that comes around. I hope this is a wake-up call because, folks, we need it. America needs it. As a pharmacist, I'm so concerned about the health and wellness of the folks that I meet. I believe that our bodies were divinely designed, and when given the proper nutrition and supplementation, that our bodies are designed to repair themselves. With the help of my physician friend, we've put together a health survey that we will make available to you at absolutely no cost. The survey will give you a better idea of where you are health-wise and what areas of your health that you may need to take a closer look at. I've worked with folks with degenerative diseases that have had marked improvements by following this physician's protocols. Folks with degenerative disease, folks with diabetes, with quad bypasses, with arthritis, and more. Also, I'll include with the health survey a presentation that this physician did on where the medical system was failing us and what you need to do personally to improve your health. Just send me a private message and I'll get these resources to you right away. We'll show you how to get healthier and live longer. And since your health is such a private and sensitive topic, send me that message in private and I'll get these resources to you immediately.